Man, bro, I'm sorry. I just can't pick Alex Pereira, man. I just can't pick this dude to get his redemption arc. I've tried. I've sat here, staring at the ceiling, like maybe he clips Ank in this rematch, but nah. This is just a nightmare matchup for him. I don't care what anybody says. Ank is just that brick wall in his career. And people keep saying, oh, Ank's just gonna hug him on the fence. Like, nah, that wasn't the whole reason why he lost. Yeah, Ank did do the Mario Batista gimmick, hold the guy at the cage like you're waiting in a line at Walmart, but that wasn't the killer. The killer was Alex style not working here. You see, Magomed Ankalaev is a counter striker, bro. And Ank was just patient in there, man. He's like that dude in Call of Duty who just camps in the corner, not moving, waiting for you to make a mistake. And Alex was just so hesitant, man. I think the most success that Alex had in that fight was spamming calf kicks. That was it, man. And yeah, he tried to circle, but Ank cut the cage off smooth. He was kind of like those Roombas, he's kind of like those vacuums that go around the house cleaning. That was Ank, man. And he would just follow him wherever Alex would go. Ank is just in front of him like beep beep, cornered again. And another thing Pereira doesn't do is that he doesn't throw straight shots. And in my opinion, that's huge. Ank stayed tight, throws clean punches, and keeps that wrestling threat in the back pocket. So Alex never really got comfortable. You could see him second guessing himself that entire fight. Another thing to consider is that Alex can't really take straight shots. I don't know if you guys noticed this, he really doesn't know how to block them. And I think it's because his boxing isn't really that good, especially his boxing defense. Instead, he does that weird leaning back motion after he gets hit, with his hands flimsy up. It's almost looking like a Looney Tunes character when you watch it. Another thing to consider is that Alex can't really take a clean straight shot. I don't know why, he doesn't know how to block it. His boxing is awful. I'm being honest, especially his defense. He doesn't really know how to block it, just in general. Instead, he does this weird motion when he gets hit with the string shot, where he just leans back, looking like a Looney Tunes character with his arms up. And but the truth is, he's very susceptible to straight punches, and that's been the pattern throughout his career. Ank has the weapons, and he's faster than Alex too, which doesn't help. The thing is, with Alex, yeah, he's one of the faster 205ers, but Ank is just a step quicker, and he doesn't slow down like a Roundtree. And I'm just gonna be blunt, dude. It's gonna be hard for Alex to win this fight because Ank's got more ways to win. He has the momentum on his side, he has youth on his side, and honestly, I don't even know if Alex wants it the same way anymore like he used to. Like, yeah, he has that warrior, drama. Nobody questions that. But sometimes I see this dude just chilling with Nina Drama or shooting a moving role during his camp, and I'm like, does he still want to be grinding at the gym? Does he still have that drive in him? Because I miss Alex where he didn't talk, man. That was the entire gimmick, but now he's just having fun. I don't want to see any type of Instagram reels or memes after you lost the title, bro. Lock in. That's the way he's going to win. That's his biggest chance to win. Does he want to be the guy to solve Ankalaev's puzzle or not? Or is he just going to keep enjoying the other lifestyle, that celebrity lifestyle? That's the thing that kind of annoys me. But here's the thing, man. Despite all the doubts and stuff, I do think Alex has the tools to flip it. I'm not completely writing him off. He just has to lock in, bro. He needs to find that old killer energy when he was still hungry. And in the come up of the UFC, he can't be walking into this fight all gloomy and halfway there. He's got to be that dude again. The guy who has nothing to lose, just violence on his mind. And if he doesn't come in with that mindset, Ank's just going to walk all over him again. And probably even knock him out this time. But with that being said, the biggest adjustment Alex can do in this rematch, in my opinion, is do more straight shots, okay? Please, bro. Alex, please. I'm begging, bro. Alex throws too many looping hooks, too many uppercuts. Yes, they look cool. They're powerful, yeah. But against a guy like Ankalaev, that isn't it, dude. Ank sitting there waiting for those. He's waiting to counter it. He's too patient. He'll see those big wide hooks coming a mile away and tag Alex right down the pipe, okay? But when Alex decided to throw straights in the 5th round, you saw the difference. He cracked Ank with the jab, and Ank actually had to respect it a bit. You saw him like, oh shit, You could see him get stunned for a bit. That told me everything. That straight shots is what can actually break through Ank's defense. And the 5th round in general, man, that's the blueprint. That's the version of Pereira that can win this fight. He starts letting his hands go, straighter. He wasn't second guessing himself as much, and then he began mixing in those kicks to the body and the head. That's what really clicked for me because look, Ank loves to hover just outside of punching range, but guess what? That's also kicking range all day. If Alex can trust his jab, then fire off those kicks behind it, he can chip away at Ank and stop him from just walking him down. And I don't want to hear people say Alex can't wrestle. That's dead talk at this point. Go back and watch that first fight. Ank was shooting deep, hands locked, and Alex still fought him off. Even tossed him in that slick little foot sweep. That was impressive, and it should give him some confidence. He's not this helpless kickboxer with no clue. His defensive wrestling held up better than people give him credit for. Now don't get twisted though, Ank could definitely adjust. He was very double leg heavy in that first fight, and Alex is just so damn big and strong for you just to run over him with straight doubles. Ank's smart enough to know that if he can start snatching singles, that's where it gets dicey for Alex. Historically, that's the shot that off balances him, makes him plays catch up, and that's when Ank could drag him into deep waters in this rematch if that happens, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, it's ugly. Alex is gonna be on skates again, hesitating as hell. And once that doubt creeps, Ank snowballs, okay? And here's the other thing, momentum. Ank just feels like he's got the right wave right now. He's younger, fresher, no distractions. Alex, man, sometimes it looks like he's enjoying life a little too much. Like I mentioned earlier, the dude's chilling with Nina Drama, taking movie roles, smiling on red carpets, and that's cool, bro. Get your bag, live your life, but do you still want that grind? Do you still want to solve a puzzle as nasty as Ankalaev? That's why I question it, because you can't half-ass this fight. If you come in with one foot in the gym and the other on the movie set, Ank's gonna chew you up. So yeah, being aggressive can help, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if Alex is throwing straight punches when you're in there with Ank, because that's literally what Ank feeds off. He counters strikes. There's a reason why guys hesitate with him. Sure, it looks good in the 5th round of their fight because Alex finally locked in and started letting his kicks go, mixing in the body kicks, high kicks, and actually looked like he found his rhythm. But if we're going to be honest here, man, Alex cannot just stand there and punch with that guy. Ank is eventually going to time a counter, sting him, or maybe even knock him out. That's who Ank is. That's his bread and butter. And you know what else people kind of gloss over? Ank had a rough lead up last time. He fought during Ramadan. It was short notice, and it was pretty obvious who the UFC wanted to win. Hell, I'll admit, I wanted Alex to win too, but we're acting like Ank can't just adjust. He can, and he's always going to have that wrestling back in his pocket, and he's always going to have that wrestling in his back pocket. As long as he can lean on that threat, it changes the fight. And look, man, Alex's best chance has always been to catch Ank clean. I just don't think he can outpoint him for 5 rounds. His boxing defense is rough, man. Even if Alex spends an entire camp just working on his defense, I still think Ank is just going to tag him up in the inside. And this time around, I honestly believe Ank is going to hold him on the fence longer, maybe even drag him down the mat. There's just too much to deal with if you're Alex. So what does Alex do? To me, the game plan has to be staying outside. Don't get into Ank's range where he wants those exchanges. Stay circling and just go kick heavy. Throw calf kicks, teeps, spinning kicks, whatever. When I really look at this matchup, man, I really think Alex has to lean on the kicks and feints. That's his way in my opinion. He's not going to outbox Ank over 5 rounds. He's not going to jab his way to a decision. That's not who he is. But he can make Ank hesitate with those kicks, chop the legs, flash some teeps, and keep feinting. Then set up one of those killer shots up on top. That's his best bet. Because let's be real, Alex is a power guy. That's the X factor he always carries with him. He doesn't need to win every minute of the fight. He just needs to land one of those big bombs clean that can flip everything on its head. And that's the good news for him. He's got that kind of power, okay? Like, he can literally change the entire fight with one single shot. The problem is that it's a narrow path. He's basically playing the lottery ticket every time he steps in with Ank. But if he's able to disguise his entries with feints and build off with those kicks, it gives him a window to land that nuke. And honestly, if Alex is going to win, I think it has to be in that way. Catching Ank clean. Because otherwise, Ank is just too well-rounded and too good at making you pay for mistakes. Just don't get too predictable and don't get too aggressive, because if Alex crashes forward too much, I think he's getting flatlined. I'm not saying he can't do better than last time. He can, but I don't want to buy to this idea. Oh, the first fight was razor close, so this one is 50-50. People say the same thing with Sean O'Malley versus Merab after the first fight. And look what happened in that rematch. Sometimes one guy just has the other guy's number. Now, I'm not saying that Ank is just going to run through Alex like Merab and Sean did. Not at all. But if we're talking about percentage here, I still lean Ank. He's got more ways to win. He can adjust, and he doesn't even need to be perfect. Meanwhile, Alex basically needs that perfect night, that perfect shot. And in the rematch, those odds just don't feel as friendly. And that's really the hard truth in this video, man.